say in this video, I don't say, believe, sincerely mean. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, folks. This is John Pettipas on high noon hour, 1 minute past 12 noon on Sunday, the 13th day of September. Welcome back. I'm doing a special tribute to Terry Fox. It's the 40th anniversary, 1 week from this Sunday. I try not to do videos on Sunday, but this matter of cancer, this is Terry Fox's t-shirt from 2018. And see the words, folks? Courage. Next to soldiers, miners, and mothers, I think a few people have more courage than Terry Fox. Terry Fox and courage, it's synonymous with great Canadian, great man, great young man, great human being. And John Pettipas, welcome all back. Welcome back. And there's nothing I say in this video that I don't say. I never say anything that I don't believe or mean. And I want to give a quick shout out here to Isaac Hall. He's a very faithful subscriber. Isaac Hall, and I believe he's from Newfoundland. I see him on the comments. So Isaac Hall, wherever you're at, if you're Newfoundland, oh, bless your heart. You couldn't be in a finer place than Newfoundland. God, well pleased to have you a subscriber, and I sincerely wish you belated happy birthday and many more. Many more. All the best and happy birthday. Now, I'm going to start off here with say, what is this? The antithesis of what John Pettipas stands for. Yes, I have it. A bottle of liquor. All right, liquor. And I was like, what is he talking about liquor with Terry Fox? Okay, I'll get right to the point. Bear with me, please, folks. Only 1/3 of promising cancer research projects can be funded due to lack of funding. I'm going to repeat that. Only 1/3 of promising cancer research funding promising projects can be funded due to lack of funds. And we have to decide. Terry asked for $1, and I don't have a Canadian dollar. It's somewhere in my files, but I can't find it. So I'm giving you a US dollar. The $1 bill. Terry Fox asked, when he started his beloved run, Maryland Hope for Cancer Research, he asked for all Canadians to give the equivalent of $1. At that time, in April 12th, 1980, which is just actually as of yesterday, April, May, June, July, August, September, it's 40 years and 5 months. Hard to believe. 40 years, 4 decades, and 5 months since Terry, 4 decades, and 5 months since Terry started his beloved, blessed Marathon Hope for Cancer Research and St. John's, Newfoundland. And he couldn't start it at a better place. I'm going to bring my Newfoundland flag out again. Beautiful, lovely, wonderful, wonderful. I have a gentleman, last year he was exceptional. First year I knew him and asked him for a donation from Terry Fox, as I ask so many people. I'll never be afraid to ask for money for Terry Fox. There's a little piece in Globe and Mail giving back, and there was some family lost somebody to cancer. I also fundraise for projects that don't affect anything. I don't think there's a family out there that's not affected by cancer. I'm going to repeat that. Cancer and debt are... This is the reason we do Terry Fox Cancer Research, so we won't have debt as premature. But it's not a family that's not affected by debt or cancer. So anyway, this gentleman here, he was exceptional in his generosity, Terry Fox. And this year he came and he bought some corn one day. And I pointed out my Terry Fox stuff in the living room here, my studio where I make my videos. And he said, I saw Terry Fox on Kenmount Road, because he's a Newfoundland native, and he's been over here for the last few years. On the first day of his run, now, if you're familiar with St. John's, Newfoundland, there's the Atlantic Ocean, most easterly point in Canada. There's a mile marker. It's like a monument in front of St. John's, Newfoundland City Hall. And so mile marker one, they call it. And as you run by a few kilometers out, maybe a mile and a half or so, 3 or 4 kilometers out of town, you're going out on Kenmount Road. So this gentleman from the railroad seen Terry Fox on the first morning start, and he never forgot it. I seen Terry. I never had the privilege of meeting him. I seen him at Lower Salt River, coming back from Antigonish early one morning in the first week of May, early May of 1980, and he looked tired. He was, maybe not tired. Look, he looked serious. I wouldn't say he looked tired. He looked serious. It was early in the morning. He was hopping along, and I know Mr. McKeegan, Prince of a Gentleman in Waikagama, McKeegan's Pharmacy. Terry Fox had went in that store, McKeegan's Pharmacy. They're wonderful people down there, period. Great, fine folks. Good folks everywhere, but they're especially good folks down in Waikagama, 756ers. And beautiful Cape Breton. What would you expect? They're Cape Bretoners. Beautiful, wonderful. So Terry went in and he wanted some gauze. His stump was, I don't think you can see my leg, where his knee was cut off, the postiches to make the artificial legs weren't as good back then. You're talking 40 years ago. A lot of advances have been made. But to run in any artificial leg is incredible. Anyway, it was getting bloody. Now, he would have went across Newfoundland, got off to about North Sydney, went through Bador, Seal Island Bridge, Bedeck, and going through Waikagama. And that afternoon he went in and he got stuffed. His stump was bleeding. And there was a lady on from the Terry Fox Foundation who did a wonderful interview on John Higgins Live on CHCO. You should watch it. CHCO, Charlotte County Independent Television out of southern New Brunswick. You're going to be electioneer tomorrow, and by St. Stephen's, but they're out of St. Andrews. St. Andrews in southwestern New Brunswick, and did a wonderful interview with provincial director, and something I didn't know, I learned from her. It was a fantastic interview. We're about 2 weeks ago, but they've been repeating it on John Higgins Live on CHO 509 New Bell Express View. If you haven't seen it, tune in. I think it's on his internet computer machine. And what did Gwen Smith Welch point out? That there was a place that deals with artificial legs and postiches, and she went to the funeral of a guy who said the proudest moment everything he did was Terry Fox's artificial leg had broken, and he repaired it for him. That's in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and there's a specialty service business in Fredericton, New Brunswick, so he actually repaired Terry Fox's artificial leg. So now, Terry Fox asked all Canadians to give $1. US dollars even better because it's worth about $1.20, $1.30. We have to decide, in my opinion, do we want to spend money at liquor store, cigarettes? I tried to find a package of cigarettes out in the yard, but I couldn't find them. They certainly wouldn't be from me. Or a lot of ridiculous stuff. What is our priority? A disease that next to heart disease is probably the biggest individual killer. Probably it is. Cancer, heart disease, the two top reasons why undertakers get dearly departeds come into their home for final preparations. So, is a bottle of liquor, is a pack of cigarettes, or moronic lottery ticket or the casino or whatever, gonna trump Terry Fox? I say that sincerely. Terry, think about it. He went halfway across the country with a God-given leg, an artificial leg, and had a truck driver. And God bless the truck drivers. I have an expression, the railroad built this country and the truck drivers keep it going. And it's true. But the railroad built this country and it's still an integral part of the country, keeping the volume of freight going. You can move a lot of stuff with a couple of guys on a train. And a truck drivers, I don't think I've ever been refused in the nation of Terry Fox and truck drivers. I say thank you, I honor you, I salute you. They're a wonderful bunch of folks. And lady truck drivers, all the truck drivers, men and women. A lot of women, because it's an industry that's short of workers. They need more. Women are very diligent in their work, so they make fantastic truck drivers as well. Anyway, this truck driver had seen Terry Fox 3 times. I don't know, he was Midland, Midland those days, Armour Polestar wasn't a big company yard now. Dane Ross, Midland, whatever it was, companies when he was going from Eastern Canada across the country. And he seen Terry Fox, I think, in New Brunswick. He seen it in New Brunswick again coming back from his load, and he seen him by Eastern Ontario. And he said the 3rd time he seen him, he felt from his trot that the guy was getting tired. You're getting in hot weather. It was getting in the middle of summer, and he'd been at this now. The journey lasted 143 days. So by the time in Eastern Ontario, I imagine he was up to about they 80 or 90. So people had seen Terry Fox. I seen him. I didn't meet him in person, but I seen him as we driven back to Walls Cove back, as I say, in early May 1980. Now, I want to point out some other stuff. Terry Fox, this is a piece, it's on the video. His mother, Betty, said Terry was an exceptionally tenacious. Even as a young boy, was he playing at blocks, he'd build something out to fall over, something slammed over, one of his bigger brothers come in and ran by, made a breeze, and he'd pick them all up to over again. He was persistent, tenacious, maybe a bit stubborn. We all have to be stubborn and get something done. Persistent, tenacious, and probably nobody, and I mean this with all respect, in the most loving, respectful manner, you would have to be stubborn to with one leg run across. And he trained his training, go back, there's a book that was done by a Copeland guy, only official book in Terry Fox, and he made a nice biography of Terry Fox. And when Terry Fox had lost that leg again, I'm going to show you for the third time in my video here, lost his leg around the knee, that he was big in sports, big guy in sports. He knew Rick Hansen. They were personal friends. Anyway, so both guys have done a great deal of good for humanity. Rick is still with us. That Hansen Foundation does fantastic stuff for mobility and people that integrate in society. He's a fantastic guy. A fellow could do a video on Rick Hansen at a time. But anyway, Terry was a great sports athlete, and his coach went in to see him. And brought him a book on running. And Terry politely told him, take you in a book, and he sat the book down by his bed. And the coach said later, he thanked me for it, but didn't seem to really strike him as something he was really interested in. But in hindsight, Terry Fox said that book about marathon running was the genesis of what became the Terry Fox Marathon of Hope for Cancer Research. I can hold one up in both hands. Terry Fox Marathon of Hope for Cancer Research. And he trained, I think he spent the best part of a year. The actual run from April 12th to 1980 to May to June to July to August to September. 5 months. He actually went till first of September when he finished. So that would have been, you're looking at about a 4.5 month run. So the actual training took longer. So he was like healthy. I always point out, eat healthy breakfast, big, strong. Well, Terry Fox ate a healthy breakfast. Man, oh man, let me tell you this. Now, there's lots of ways we can support Terry Fox. This is an excellent piece. It's a farm. This is from the local provincial daily. This article is page A7 from Monday, the 10th day of August. I repeat, from page A7 on Monday, the 10th day of August 2020. Farm carves out corn maze for Fox Tribute, Terry Fox. And this is in Chatham, Ontario. Isn't it beautiful? Can you make this all okay, folks, out there in computer land, internet, and iPad and smartphone? This is a corn maze in Ontario, made in Terry Fox's honor. Now, this is a note for myself. Do a Terry Fox 40 Marathon of Hope for Cancer Research. There's not a family out there that hasn't been affected by cancer. Now, I say, this is John Pettipas. I'm asking all of you people to please give so that more can live. Please give so that more can live. And so, people are very good and generous. Almost all people when asked will give. And the need for cancer research has never been so great. We're making progress. What saintly Terry Fox, with all his guts and courage and determination, what the saintly Terry Fox did, courageous young man, did 40 years ago plus now, the cancer he died from, he would not die from that anymore. There's a gentleman called, it would be curable. There's a gentleman called Isidore Sharp who recently passed on from the Four Seasons. He had a son that had cancer in the legs, similar to Terry Fox. And at Terry Fox's bedside, I just want to tell you a bit about the Terry Fox Foundation. Terry Fox Foundation. Where does the money go? Terry Fox Foundation, the guy said, he spoke to Terry Fox, and Terry Fox said, I'm not doing advocacy. We don't tell people not to smoke. We don't advertise. We don't do expensive corporate endorsements, seek them, or accept him. Although corporations with matching funds, you have a company or business out there publicly traded or privately held. I noticed one gentleman in Nova Scotia had no idea. He matches everything. Extremely kind, good gentleman that loves rural Nova Scotia. You're talking a huge amount of money this fine gentleman and his family has put into matching the people that work at their fine facilities stuff. And there's other companies in Nova Scotia. We don't have as many big companies in Nova Scotia. But doesn't matter if you're big or small. If you're a small business, say whatever you give, I'll match it up to $100 or $200, whatever. I know some people get hurt right now so much because of this coronavirus stuff, but other businesses, maybe pizza takeouts doing well, they can match. Maybe on Terry Fox Day, give $2, dare say $4, give a couple of dollars for every pizza. I know margin is a slim restaurant business, but even $1 or toonie or loony for every pizza you sell that day. Whatever. There's different ways to give me resourceful traders. So with that, I'm going well over my time limit. I want to thank all of you that have given in the past, that give now, that have sent checks come in. I get the mail on Friday. Lots of checks come in. There's not a nation out there that's not valued or appreciated. And Terry Fox again started in the wonderful province of Newfoundland. He went through beautiful Cape Breton Island and Nova Scotia. And I can tell you, he couldn't have started at a better place than Newfoundland and Cape Breton. Those are the first people. There's a school. There's a school down in Bedore. Truck driver come in every year and give me a donation. And the teachers and principal in their wisdom got all the students at the Bedore Elementary School, just down from Ain Cailick and Chicken Treat and Tim Hortons at Bedore there at Four Corners. And they all went out, and it was not far from North Sydney Ferry Terminal. They all went out that morning and had taken a donation at a time and all cheered Terry Fox on. Can you imagine all those young from primary to 6 years old cheering and applauding and waving flags and "Go, Terry, go!" And could you imagine the motivation that must have been to him to have all these little kids get out there that early spring morning, early May of 1980, and they gave him a nice donation. They put their money together, some from their parents, some from themselves for savings, and they gave him quite a nice donation that morning. That went in the van, and they'd taken. So that truck driver, every year to come in, he always gave a donation. Just wonderful people. So I want to thank all you people that give. And think if in Nova Scotia, that awful bottle of liquor, that Nova Scotia, and it's not unique to Nova Scotia, I'm not picking Nova Scotia, but there's more money goes to the cash registers and check and debit machines of Nova Scotia Liquor Commission between 10 a.m. on Christmas Eve morning till 12 noon. In other words, over $1 million. So we raise a little bit less flat in Nova Scotia per year, the total all the schools holding. So we've got to decide what's more important. Cancer research, alleviating and in some cases saving lives and extending people's lives from Terry Fox Foundation in cancer research, or a bottle of liquor, or a damn pack of cigarettes, or lottery. So again, I want to end on a positive note. I thank all of you. 1 week from today, on Sunday, the 20th day of September, is the Terry Fox Marathon of Hope. Now I'm going to move my camera a bit here. It's a Terry Fox Marathon of Hope 40th anniversary. See, the 40th anniversary for Terry Fox, Sunday, September 20th. And there's not a donation or a runner that's not important or valued. The biggest donation I ever got was a $2,000 check from a businessman in Newfoundland who's since passed on. The smallest was a young little kid in Harvard Bushy on a hot September afternoon that gave me what money he had in his pocket. I think it was a quarter. And I gave him the same thank you and a Terry Fox bookmark as the gentleman in Newfoundland gave $2,000. And it was so heartfelt, that little boy that Sunday afternoon in Harvard Bushy, this was probably about 12, 15 years ago. I'll never forget that. He's a young man now. But anyway, Terry Fox, be like Terry, persistence, humility, teamwork, integrity, courage, compassion, determination. Terry Fox, Marathon of Hope. This is John Pettipas. I'm going to repeat myself and wrap this up. I've gone a little bit lengthy. Please bear with. Please spread this one. Please spread this. Share it. And understand you can push a button and share it. Tell your buddies at work. Tell the ladies in the laundry. Tell your customers. Please share the word about this video and about Terry Fox. 1 week from today, this is John Pettipas. I got to go. It's now 20 minutes past 12 noon on Sunday, the 13th day of December. I wish you all the best. God bless. And please give. Please give. Please give so that more can live. There's not a nation out there that's not important for the cause. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. All the best now, and God bless. Thank you.